Hey, hard times guy here. Set them over out of the way. Well, today's that long-awaited day. We're going to talk to you today about something probably going to drive all of you away. Probably not going to have a single viewer after I get done today, but I'm going to give something to you on both sides if you stay with me long enough. I'm going to start on one side of the issue, then I'm going to go to the other side of the issue. And I hate to even say it's, no, I'm not even going to say it because that's going to aggravate some of you right off the bat if I did say that. Another thing I'm going to do today, but after I get done, is actually I'm going to do it at the beginning and in the middle and then at the end. Last video I offered some things for sale, and I just let you look at them, told you what I wanted for them. You can figure out how to get a hold of them yourself. If you ain't smart enough to figure out how to get a hold of me, then we probably can't do no business anyway. So one of these days I'm going to get a little thing made at the beginning of my videos or at the end of my videos that gives you all that information, makes it easy for you. But even after you do that, it can't do it. I'm not very high tech. You know, I just got a cell phone within the last year, so that tells you how much I like the high-tech stuff. And it's all I can do to push the button and turn the camera on and push the button and turn the camera off. So that's kind of where we are with that. I'm going to start out, first of all, before I start talking about politics, I'm going to offer you something for sale. And I'm going to take this hat off too. I just put that hat on, hopes that maybe I could get away with this and people wouldn't recognize me on the street. But that's not going to work. People are going to know who I am anyway. This here is, I always wondered what I looked like with false teeth, so I put these in there to see, and they didn't quite fit since I already had my own teeth in there too. But that's a set of false teeth. I don't know where I got them, but I got them somewhere. And I know I got them at an auction, you know, that's where I get everything. But I got these false teeth one day at an auction. I don't think I bought them on purpose. I think they was in a box of something that I bought to get something else. But there they are. Pretty nice set of false teeth. I'd say they probably, from the size of them, belong to a lady, but they don't have to. They could be to a guy, a small mouth guy that had little teeth. I don't know. There they are. They're pretty good looking teeth. I washed them up good before I put them in my mouth, and I'll wash them again before I put them back on the shelf over there. If you need a set of false teeth, either maybe try to use them. I doubt they'd fit your mouth either. Or just set them on the shelf like I got them. There they are, false teeth. $9, what it takes to buy them. Okay, I talked about, last video I went into more detail about what I meant when I talked about friends. And I meant to do that for like 10 minutes at the start of the video, and then go on with something else. And it took me about, that video ended up being 30 minutes long, and I've looked at it and tried to edit it, and I just can't edit none of it out. So it'll probably be out there before this video's out there, but it ain't out there yet. So if I say some stuff in this video that's in that one too, then that's just going to have to happen. But if you haven't already seen the video, and I don't know what the name of it's going to be, but it's going to be something about friends. If you haven't already seen that one, turn this one off. Go find that one and look at it first. Because you need to look at that one before you look at this one. Because today I'm going to give you my political views, or I'm going to give both of you, and by both of you I mean this side of you and that side of you, I'm going to give you both something to chew on. And I'm going to talk about, first of all, I'm going to talk about the President of the United States. And I'm not talking about the president we got now necessarily, I'm talking about the President. The President of the United States, whether it be George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Harry S. Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, or Donald Trump. All those people were or are presidents of the United States. And the way I look at that is this. I love the United States. I am a United States citizen. There is no better place on earth to live and be than the United States of America. That's the way I feel about it. I don't feel like I have to apologize to anybody for anything about the United States of America. I'm a citizen. I'm proud of it. And the President of the United States, I don't care what his name is my president. Everyone who has ever been president of the United States since 1947 has been my president. That's the way I look at it. I respect the office. I respect the job that they try to do. I don't agree with all of them. I don't think they all did a good job. I wish some of them would do different. I've had a bone to pick probably with every one of them. And there's been things about every one of them that probably I agreed with or thought I did. So having said that, and so there's no mistake about where I stand. I live in the United States. I'm proud of it. And I think anything that's done for the sake of the United States is a good thing. And I don't care which president did it, which party did it. I don't care. I am for the United States. That's the way I am. Now, having said that, I'm going to talk about the President of the United States today. And I'm going to begin on this side of the issue. There are things about him that I do not like. I don't even like to use the word hate, but there are things about him that I almost hate. I despise. They disgust me. They aggravate me up to here. He's arrogant. I don't like that. Everything that he does has to be the biggest and the best. In his mind it is. I don't like that. He calls people names. I don't like that. He makes enemies that he doesn't need to. It causes him problems today, yesterday, and tomorrow, because when somebody gets crossways with him, he goes into attack mode and lets his mouth run when he should be thinking about something before he says it. I hate it that he does that. He probably would have a hard time ever becoming my best friend, because he's got all these things we'd have to get over for us to even talk about substantive things. And I have to laugh when I say that, because I got a best friend, someone who I would hold right up there with the best of my friends, who's just a whole lot like him. And everything that I said about him, I could say that about my best friend, that he does things like that that just aggravate me no end. But we're still, we got to be the friends that we are in spite of those things. Or maybe because I was more like that when I was young than I am now. I don't know. I like to think that I've changed over time and maybe improved some. But having said all that, and for all you folks that are out here, like I said, on this side, you've got all that to hold and say, here's what Luke said about that no good rascal Donald Trump that he don't like and I don't like either, and then you can add a whole bunch more stuff to it. I've said he does lots of things I don't like. He does, on the other hand, a lots of things that I do like. And he shares one view that I've already given you that I have. And that is, we live in the best country in the history of the world, the United States of America. And he does things which he feels are for the good of that country which he loves and cares about. And he thinks we should be first in everything that he does. He should consider us, and us being the people of the United States. And for those of you that say he's not us, I just wish you'd stop and think about that once in a while. I'm not going to go through the list of things that he's done that I do like. I'm just going to end this part of this discussion by making a statement that maybe going to cost me, I hope it doesn't cost me a friend, but it probably is going to cost me a lot of viewers, because you're going to be just turning this off and not wanting to hear anything like that again. I get the feeling that way sometimes when I'm watching CNN, but I watch them every day because I want to hear what they're saying. I want to know what everybody said so that I can put it all together and tell who's lying to me and who isn't. I watch all the news channels, and I glean from all of it. I try to watch the real event so that when they tell me what I saw, I can tell whether they're talking about the same thing I saw or they're making something up. But I didn't even mean to go there. Let me get back to where I was. I think that although I didn't want him to be the president, when he first announced that he was going to be the president, I thought, my God, what is the world coming to? We got Hillary Clinton and we got Donald Trump that are possibly going to be the candidates that I got to pick and vote for one of them. And I just couldn't, when he first announced that he was going to run for president, that's how I felt about it, because it just made me sick at my stomach that he could possibly be a candidate for president of the United States. But I've been sitting around watching him now for almost 4 years, and the guy has got issues at heart and common sense things that he's done for me and for you that no other person we could have had would have done, because they're all politicians. And that's what's wrong. That's one of the things wrong. They're all politicians. He's not. He would work with any of them. Now, he's already burnt bridges where he can't work with some of them anymore, because he's done the things that he does that alienates them and makes enemies out of them. But he would work with anybody if he thought it would be good for the United States. And I think that he is the best president there has been in my lifetime. If I lost all of you there, I just lost you. I mean, that's what I think. I'll be willing to talk to any of you about it any day, any time, if we can do it without yelling at one another and calling one another names and doing all the kind of silly stuff that he does. But that's where I am. Now, having said that, hopefully my dealing with politics is over with. I'm going to go on about my happy existence of being the hard times guy and not deal with politics anymore. Other than to say I don't like politicians. I think instead of 100 senators we need to have 50. Instead of 435 or however many people we got in the House of Representatives, we need about maybe 125. And if they don't want to come to work, we don't need that many. I'll fire every one of them. This little guy here is named Dumbo. Some of you may remember him from your childhood in a Walt Disney movie named after him. This happens to be a Walt Disney toy. It says right on his rubber neck, Walt Disney Productions, and it says right on his plastic body, Walt Disney Productions. And And it doesn't say anything on his plastic ears. But he said he's marked in 2 places, Walt Disney Productions. I looked for a date on him. I couldn't find it. But he's got, you know, movable legs, ears that will help him fly if he needs to, and a rubber head. I thought he had a squeaker, but he doesn't. There he is. Dumbo, Walt Disney Production toy from probably the 1960s. He usually sits over on a shelf. Today he's here because I'm showing him to you, and I'm telling him if you really like him, you can buy him for $15. $15 for Dumbo. Item number 2 for sale today. False teeth. If I forget what I priced them at you, I'm going to have to go back and look at the video. I'm going to write this stuff down, so if anybody wants to buy it, I got it written down. But whatever I said I wanted for these, $15 for Dumbo. Last thing I got is this, and I believe that's bronze, and man, it is heavy. I mean, if you want to buy this from me, you need to live close enough that you can come and pick it up. I live in Bedford, Indiana, or outside Bedford, Indiana, and I got this thing for sale. It's what it is, it's a trophy given at the 2010 Longhorn World Championship. Now, I don't know what the Longhorn World Championship is. I'm assuming it's some kind of a show for Longhorn cattle. And this is a handsome Longhorn right here, made out of bronze. It says Females Total Horn Division I Class Champion. You people that know all about Longhorn cows, you probably know what every bit of that means. I don't know what any of it means, other than the fact that they probably got classes for males and females. They probably judge them on the size of their horns, and they got different divisions. And this one was Division I, and it was the 2010 class champion at the World Championship. Now, just the fact that it come from a World Championship to me is something special, because when you're a world champion, I don't care if you're the world champion Tiddlywinks player. World champion means something. You know, a lot of people, I used to tell people that I really liked, what's that guy's name? Can't think of his name now. Played for the Chicago Bulls towards the end. He went crazy and bleached his hair and put goofball things in his ears and rings in his nose. And Rodman, Dennis Rodman. He used to be a pretty good-looking young man, but then he started, you know, doing all this kind of stuff to himself and made himself look like a goofball, and he acts like a goofball. But still, there was a time when he was the absolute best in the world rebounder. When you're the best in the world at something, I got to respect that. So, I mean, that, if you don't know anything about basketball, Dennis Rodman and Chicago Bulls when he played for them, that's okay too. But he was at one time the best rebounder in the National Basketball Association, and I give him credit for that. This is a trophy for the best female Division I total horn class champion in the world, World Championship. Even if you don't like bronze cows, and even if you don't want to pay freight on something that probably weighs 20 pounds, there it is. And it's for sale today for $25. If you want it, there it is. Come and get it. Put my cowboy hat back on. Somehow seems right to have a cowboy hat on when I got this longhorn cow in front of me. I'm Luke, Hard Times Guy. Go watch all my videos if you haven't. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And like this video if you haven't. Till then, have a good day.